slash necro. The necro I'm summoning skeletons. The shaman I'm like buffing them with nature magic. What's up, buddy? Bedtime? Okay. Jack, give me just a second. I'm gonna tell the boy goodnight. I'll be right back. Alright. Bye. Alright. Warrior Necro is equals Death Knight. I'm sold. The game is also currently 60% off on Steam. It's because of the Black Friday sale. It's $10 right now. Down from like 20 something. And no, I'm not sponsored to sell it to you. I just like the game. Alright, we're back by a portal here. What is this? Oh, wow. Summon Revenant of Ognapesh. Skill granted by item. 30-second... It's a permanent pet. Plus 2 to solar, plus 21% to all damage. Ooh. That's pretty good. Needs 400 spirit to use it. Summon Revenant. Is that him? It's like a big death, it's like a flaming Death Knight thing? Alright. Okay. One more check through this area. I swear I missed that nest I need to find. Try and find it. Cave entrance, here we go. Cave entrance. No, I think I need to clear this level first. What's up, Valdor? Hello. And thank you for the resub, buddy. I appreciate that. Michael Douglas, well, that'll be original. That's why the fourth. This is John's events up to the third. Because you back to lab. For joy, I'll stay in the thing that's on the way. Crank the speakers, lift up the fingers, give a voice every please take a seat at the long. We need the edge. We just lost a lot of skeletons. Pheromone gland. Are you liking the patch? I am liking it. I think it was a good patch. Do you follow a build guide? Almost never. This is going to be, like, I literally make build guides for Guild Wars 2, so I am a producer of guides in some games. In games like this, I find it kind of boring to follow a build guide. I enjoy just trying stuff out and figuring out what combos well together. That's like half the fun for me. So for something like this game, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. Plates of Valor. Can you not go wrong with this game? Okay, so when you pick your two classes, let us say, for example, I pick Shaman and Necro. I cannot change that. I would have to, if I want to do Demolitionist with Wizard, I would have to make a new character. However, within these classes, if I regret any points that I spend, like, I can hit undo right now, but if I do this and then close it and reopen it, I would have to go to town to respec, and it is super inexpensive. Imagine, like, the first time you want to unspend a point, it's 1 penny, then 2 penny, then 3 penny, then 4 penny. So the price increases over time, but you would have to respec a lot of times before it actually starts making any noticeable chip in your coin in game. So you have a lot of freedom in the early game to try various skills out and then respec them, and try skills out and respec them, and so on and so on. There's also this thing, which is called the Devotion Tree, and every time you find a shrine and you cleanse it, you get 1 point to spend on this. And the way it works is, for example, like, you start here in the middle. You spend 1 point on this, and you see it gives you a bonus, 5% health, and then it says it gives you a red thing. And then over here, all these constellations that say affinity requirement 1 red become available to you. And then you could put points into those if you want to. And when you finish a constellation, like, I spent one here, there's 1 green, and then I did the whole Scorpion constellation, got a new ability, and then the bonus for completing it gave me 5 green. So now, if there was another constellation that required 6 green, I now have that, and then I could, unlock that one. And then way on the outside, there's some insane abilities, but like this one requires 7 red and 20 green to access it. So you can basically just like choose whatever you want and then make like, like, okay, this is my goal. I really want this thing. I need 18 blue and 8 yellow. I'm going to start looking for constellations that give yellow and blue stuff. Again, you can respec these. You can use that same person in town to unspend points on this tree. It's got a filter, which is pretty nice. If you like fire damage, there's that. If you like pet builds like me, there's that. So it's got a nice filter. Like right now, I'm going for this thing called Turtle Shell, which is a, if you get knocked to half health but you are still alive, a shield will pop up with a 32-second cooldown to try to save you. So I'm shooting for that right now. There's the double class thing and then this, so a lot of customization with those things. The only thing you would have to make a new character for is if you regret the classes you chose. How hard is Ultimate versus Elite with the rebalance? So I just made a new character, and on a new character, you can only play either normal or veteran. So I'm on veteran right now. So I have not tried the new Ultimate or Elite stuff since that came out. So I'm not sure on that one. Yeah. I think this is where we... Yeah, that's it. That's where you take the pheromone glands. All right, so this should lead to the boss.
That skill's not ready.
Oh my god, I love the Manticore, what's it called? Primal Spirit? It's so good. Swarm Queen Ravna. She is killing lots of my stuff. She is dropping, though. If memory serves, she's got multiple phases, though. We lost the Revenant, resummon him. I can only resummon 3 skeletons at a time, so summoning them in batches of 3. Alright, Primal Spirit just came back off cooldown. Primal Spirit's on her again. Yep. She hacks off her own booty to get out of the wall. She was too thick. Hitting her with every debuff I got. There we go. Wretched necessity. Mantle of the Weeping Eye? Elemental Awakening? Probably a wizard thing. Or what is it called in this game? Arcanist? Something like that. They changed potions. No need to use potions to heal. So the potions are now you have infinite charges of it. It just has a cooldown. So you just hit it when you need it, and it no longer takes up bag space. In the past, you would be carrying, you know, possibly stacks of them in your bag. That's no longer necessary. Are the minions smart? Windshark, they're pretty good. So you notice my 1 key right now is actually pet attack. Look at this. Everyone go left. Everyone go right. Everyone go that way. Get out of the fire. Move here. I can do this and remote control all of them. It's so nice. Now, let's say, for example, I'm here and there's a bunch of enemies in there. I might just tell them to move here, and then the pet AI would just attack the nearest thing. But I can call them all to move them out of fire, get them around a corner. Like, sometimes your skeletons might be shooting their crossbows and clipping a wall, and you could just be like, move 1 step to the right, and then they'll you know, hit. So they're not geniuses, but you have control over them, which you normally don't in other ARPGs, which, as someone who enjoys pet builds, it's very nice. It is very good. Homestead. Is there ever a reason to stick to a single class build? I don't know. I've never been drawn to do it personally. Really, it just comes down to, like, you have a maximum number of points, right? You cannot get everything in 2 trees. I don't know if you could get everything in 1 tree, but even if you could, I don't think it would all be viable in the same build. As an example, this skill, Summon Briarthorn, one of my creatures, it scales with what's called pet damage bonuses. So basically, if you look at this shoulder pad, near the bottom, it says bonus to all pets. Those stats go to your pets. The top stats go to me. So pet bonus equipment buffs this, but this one scales with player bonuses. So I could easily get Primal Strike, which is a melee hit, Savagery, which is a melee hit, Wind Devil, which summons a tornado on an enemy. Those all scale with me damage, but this is elemental, and those 2 are physical. Actually, this one's a hybrid. But then this is pet damage, this is pet, and so you could just devote everything into 1 tree, but I don't, you know, it's not that you would use everything at the same time, you know? For secondary class is good for their passive skills only. Yes, for example, the Soldier is kind of the warrior of this game. Soldier has a lot of passive stuff. So if you take any class and combine it with Soldier, you kind of get a tankier version of the original class. Like, you could be a Necromancer and still play like a Necromancer, but take Soldier and just put points into, like, passive, more armor, more vitality, stuff like that.
See anything you like?
Yeah, Tech Guy, that was an excellent point. Don't need that. Manifestarius, +2 to emboldening presence skill. I do have that. 6 elemental damage bonus. No, not an upgrade. Not bad, but not an upgrade.
To good use.
New blueprint unlocked.
See anything you like?
Hi there, is there any way to rebind the mouse buttons in this game? I really want to use left mouse only for force move. Let's see, if you click right here, this is your left click, this is your right click. Sorry, how do I do this? Give me a sec. You right click on this and then change it to move. And now when you left click on enemies, you'll just move right through them because it won't be an attack. I believe that gets you what you want. Honestly, I'm going to keep it on that too because I'm currently in a caster build. Have you dealt with the Dermaptian Queen? The Dermapter cycle is disrupted. New bag, nice. My inventory space just got bigger. This is the best news I've heard for weeks. I will have to speak to Captain Somewhere about getting a proper kitchen set up. Your continued support is ensuring Homestead will produce enough food for all. What about Devil's Crossing? You've done much to help us get our fields back in order, but I can't spare anything until my people have had more time to grow a fresh crop. If you continue to help us out, then that will free up the hands I need to tend to the harvest. Clearing out the beasts roaming the land will also ensure we can work in peace. Very well. Okay, probably go 10 to 15 more minutes, and then I want to swap over to our second game of the night. So many good games. Wait a minute. That path to the left, I think that might be where the Necro cult was. I forget their name. The Black Hand or something.
I can't do that yet.
Crypt entrance. Yeah, this is them. Death's Vigil. That was it.
May the specter of death guard your
I had no
path.
idea the Black Legion worked with our kind. Come, there is much to be done. You wanted to speak with me. If you are to fight alongside the Order of Death's Vigil, first you must prove yourself to us. Show us that you do not fear death, and we will show you its secrets. What do you want? One of our most prominent members, Malkadar, second only to the Keeper, was recently slain by a Chthonian ambush. His remains are now in the possession of the cultists somewhere out in the Blood Grove. We cannot lose a mind like Malkadar. The Keeper has called for the rite of resurrection to be performed on the revered Necromancer. It falls to you, my aspiring initiate, to venture into the Blood Grove and recover Malkadar's remains. Alright. Vane says, I love binding movement to scroll wheel in these games. Scroll wheel? Odd. But not against my worldview. Been a while since I played Grim Dawn. It was actually enjoyable playing through it. Hey, Yazabiscuit. Yeah, they did a big update called 1.2 just recently. Massive list of quality of life changes they did to the game. It's a good time to play it if you enjoyed it. And they also have a new expansion coming out next year. Pretty good stuff. What in the D2 clone? Are we having this conversation again? Hi King, this is Grim Dawn. It came out in 2016. It's about to have its third expansion release. It was inspired by Diablo, but it is not a clone. It does have its own unique way of playing, which is very fun to me personally. Its biggest selling point is it has two classes. You can pick two classes instead of picking one, so there is over 80 combinations for how you wish to design your character. Very fun game. Also, currently 60% off because of the Black Friday sale. It's 10 bucks. However, I've got a few hundred hours in this, so I'm playing it because I love it. There we go. I think we got through everything, champ. Time for a not D2 command. Why play Grim Dawn? Explaining the appeal.
That skill's not ready.
Any Crucible content for stream in the future? Maybe. It wouldn't be against it.
That skill's not ready.
One day I'll pick this game back up and make the build I wanted. What's the update? The 1.2 update that just came out it's got many, many pages of patch notes, but it's quality of life. It's one of those labor of love updates. They came back and just did a ton of QOL stuff. A few examples. That little dash I just did, that's a dodge with evasion frames. They just added that to the game. Potions. You used to have to carry around potions. Now you have infinite. They just each have a hotkey and they have a cooldown. But you have infinite potions. You do not have to carry them anymore. There's a lot of little things like that that they've done to the game in the last update. Those are just two I have the ability to show you right this second.
That skill's not ready.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Kitso. Come on and slam and welcome to Japan, kids. It's time for tentacles. I don't know who you are, and I don't much care. You're not a cultist. At least you don't look like one. Please get us out of here. Those bastards have been taking us out of the cage one at a time. We were forced to watch while they drained a man completely of his blood. It was horrible. I can get you all back to Homestead with a gate. At this point, I'll settle for anything. Just get us home. See you there. That's a huge update. Was it free? Yes. It's just included in the game. If you get the game, you get the update. Grim Dawn has that old school pricing model. If you go buy it off the shelf at the store, it's yours, the end. The only time they charge you like again is if you're buying an expansion that they spent a few years making. The patches are just included. Nathaniel. Stay back, we got ourselves a Taken to burn. What's going on? We caught this Taken trying to cast ethereal magic. Was probably planning on corrupting the whole area with wicked ether fire. So we tied her up and figured we'd give her a little fire of our own. Only sure way to be rid of the taint. I want to speak to them. Here to gloat over Nathaniel's prize. Want to look me in the eye before you light the torch? I suppose it's a waste of breath to tell you I'm not taken. Why do they think you're taken? These peasants see ether fire and immediately think it must be an ethereal's doing. Arcanists have been wielding the ether for centuries, but nowadays you might as well tie your own noose if you're a practitioner of the arcane. Then what are you? These farmers wouldn't know Taken if it walked in on them fornicating with a goat. Look, I may have dabbled in the arcane here and there, maybe cursed a few mongrels for getting too touchy, but I'm not some ethereal puppet. How do I know you're telling the truth? She stares at you, her eyes piercing through you. Perhaps because you, of all people, should know better than to accuse people of being taken? Ooh, that's good writing. The game starts with your chosen character being possessed, and they're hanging you, and then the spirit leaves you, and then they're like, oh shit, he's a human now, and then they cut the rope. So you've been possessed before. I'll talk to them. I'm not convinced she's taken. What do you mean? Look at her. Ethereal if I ever saw one. He's like, oh no, she's hot. We saw her casting wicked ethereal magic, there's no doubt. There's no proof. I see it now. She's bewitched you with her powers. You're just as good as a Taken. Boys, looks like we got ourselves another one. What? No, Dude, I am surrounded by an army of undead. You are stupid. Hate to admit it, for a while there I thought I was as good as dead. Thank you for my freedom. How did Nathaniel get the best of you? They must have seen me working at the cauldron, saw some ether glow, and jumped to their own crazy conclusions. They were on me before I could cast a single spell. I may have access to powers beyond most men, but I'm no ethereal. Here, take this. It's a paltry gift, but the least I could offer for my savior. I'll not forget this kindness. Witch's effigy. Yeah, I'll be selling that. Think you got fooled? Maybe. There's a few moments in the game where you can help person A or person B, and different people in town will be alive or dead because of your decisions. Like, your merchants might be different than mine because of choices you make. It's kind of cool. But you'll always have, you know, the essentials, like the blacksmith, stuff like that. Holy crap, I don't recognize any of these builds. Apparently I need to come back to this. Chthonic Rift. Dangerous domain. Monsters are berserking, attacking faster, and doing bleeding damage. Wonderful. Oh, that's another thing they added. Item pickup radius is much increased. You can pick stuff up from much further away now. Your auto pickup is much farther range, I mean to say. You doing both DLC after main? Maybe. I mean, I've played both DLC before. Like, I have hundreds of hours in this game. I have multiple level 100s. I was just kind of revisiting the game to try out the new stuff. And right now I'm having fun. So right now I'm going to keep playing. But we'll see how far this character goes. Yeah, these things are melting my my necros, my necroskellies. Have you died yet? No, I've got 0 deaths still. A couple close calls. No, if I was on hardcore, I'd still be alive. But this character, I have a level 100 hardcore character, but this character is not hardcore because my goal was to try out the new stuff, and if I had some stupid death, I didn't want that to get in the way. How far are you? Just past Homestead, and I just went into the Chthonic Rift by there. Oh, I remember another thing that they did in a quality of life update. Every single zone, I believe, scales up to level 100 now. So no more, like, you know, you get to a zone and everything's, like, lower level than you and you're just slapping it aside and getting, like, no XP. Like, every single zone scales, I believe, now. So you can kind of go wherever you want. Like, even more than before.
That skill's not ready.
Summon the Primal Spirit. These things got some health. What level are you? I am 43. What act are you on? I don't know. I don't know. I'm by Homestead. What act is Homestead? I think that's the exit. I'm not ready to exit yet. That's huge for another reason. Some builds had weapons that capped out at like level 85. Oh, I remember another one. I think it was whenever you killed a boss, they would always